Hey guys, back in 2014, Mia and I took a trip to Las Vegas. This was still during Super Mega Force, but we wanted to see the new Dino Charge stuff. Dino Charge was there, but to our surprise, we found a purple Triceratops. In the previous video, I talked about Dino Thunder Yellow being difficult to find, how in America we did get the Blizzard Force Megazord, but they recolored it, removing all of the purple. And then the only auxiliary Zord that we didn't get in the line was purple. The rest of the Zords came out, and somebody was guessing maybe it was because of the action feature. People thought it was too dangerous. I don't know. I think one side looks more dangerous than the other. I'm not putting my eyes near this side. Dino Thunder was a very pointy, spiky, drilly season. If you wanted to poke someone's eye out, I don't think that was the reason here. I think it has to do more with the color. Dino Charge was the 16th year to have a Pink Ranger in the US show, but the first to have a solid pink Zord. Mighty Morphin Megazord, not a whole lot of pink on here. This is the Pink Ranger Zord, but it's red. And then in the second season, once again, no pink. Pink Ranger had a Zord, Zord was red. Now, of course, in the third season, there wasn't a Pink Ranger in Kaku Ranger. We still had a Pink Ranger in America, so they took the White Ranger Shogun Zord and made it pink. Fans didn't like that. I think they learned their lesson from that. Leading up to Dino Charge, every Pink Ranger Zord was white, black, gray, blue. A lot of them had pink, trim on them. Even here, they, your eye definitely goes here, right? Like, they even sort of hit it a little bit with the packaging. Maybe that wasn't intentional, I don't know. Saban and Bandai looked at Kyoryuger and said, dinosaurs are always popular. Yeah, let's do that next instead of Go Busters. But, a third of our Megazord is pink. It's a boys' line. You know, who likes Power Rangers and dinosaurs? It's not so much girls, right? Some girls do, but in general, this probably seemed like a problem to them. Now, of course, the difference between 2004 and 2014, social media. In 2014, you can go online and tell Bandai, or influencers can go and tell Bandai, hey, people want the Zord to be screen accurate. It's supposed to be pink. Yeah, of course people will buy that.
And I'm working with you guys to come up with what could be the next big things that you guys want to have, so.
And it seems like you guys really are listening to the fans.
We are. So. We are indeed. We take pride in what we do. We kind of know what we're doing most of the time, but we wouldn't be anywhere without you guys, so we love the symbiotic relationship we have.
Triceratops did end up being pink like it's supposed to, and that year we really got a lot of monsters and girls. I think it was a record number, even going all the way back to Mighty Morphin. I think that's the most monsters we ever got for any season, right? It's kind of funny how we went into Dino Charge with the Pink Ranger Zord maybe being purple, because I guess that was the lesser of the two evil colors. And we ended Dino Charge with the release of a pink female monster made of hearts. Her name is Poisandra. But on the same subject, it was a 2-pack, and Poisandra was released with a Red Ranger action figure. So she still didn't get a standalone release, because I still think they're like, people aren't gonna buy this. So mostly finished Poisandra you're seeing, I think we're 99%. They did take the risk on a very girly, hardy, pinky character like that. So hopefully people will really come out and support her, show Bandai that, you know, it was a good risk that they took and they can do stuff like that. Again, the general theme of this video is anything you like, make sure you're supporting it. I don't think support what you love has quite caught on yet, but that footage is 8 years old, and 8 years ago, I had been saying that for years already. Isn't that crazy? Sure seemed to me like Bandai was listening to the fans, but the girls just weren't selling, neither were the monsters, and we saw a reduction in Ninja Steel, and then once the license was bought by Hasbro and Bandai was kind of winding down. Like this just, I feel like this adequately sums up their frustration. They just pulled all the girls. Since then, we've seen the exact same thing with Hasbro with the Lightning Collection, and we've also seen the same thing with Super 7. Yellow, Pink, and Rita, more on clearance than the guys, with Green Ranger Tommy having been long sold out, at least on Amazon. And Madame Woe got canceled because they didn't meet their factory minimum, I guess, for pre-orders. I feel like maybe I've drifted a little bit, but the original point I was making was, I think this was a color issue. I don't think they wanted to release a solid purple Zord in 2004. And don't forget, Disney was making Power Rangers at the time, and they had Disney Store exclusives as well. And they did sell some things at least in later seasons, that were not available at Toys R Us or Kmart or any of the other stores that have gone. KB Toys. Everything's gone. If you wanted the big giant rhino, this was available at the Disney store, but you couldn't get it at Toys R Us. Purple could have been a Disney store exclusive. There's got to be some way they could have gotten it out, somewhere, somehow. Obviously, I'm a fan. I'm also a creator and a business owner, so I see the various sides here. Of course, I understand fans wanting complete collections and wanting to have everything that's on the show, but then they also have to show up and buy the stuff or understand that it's not going to keep coming out. You know, if people ignore it entirely or wait for everything to go on clearance, that kind of dooms the line. So, you know, it's like, obviously I think companies should listen to the fans and make the stuff that people say they want to see, but then it's up to those people to come and support those things. Pie? Oh, sorry, it's time for pie. Well, I think I said most of what I want to say. Okay, pie. What is it?
Pie.
What kind of pie?
That.
Oh, it's that pie. Mm-hmm. Cool. What's actually in here, Jerry?
Bunch of things.
Okay, this is mystery pie. Well, I like sprinkles. So you had me at sprinkles. Mia, quick, spoon me! Or fork me. Oh, that's very nice, Mia.
I'm spooning you.
I told Mia to spoon me. Oh, that's nice. Okay, fork me, Mia!
I don't think that's appropriate for the video.
Fork me, Mia! Fork me hard! Hey. Hey, get the fork. There's a pie with stuff in it. It smells like peanut butter. Oh, there is stuff in here. Jerry, it's a good variety of stuff.
Interesting, though.
You guys want some? Go on, support it, or Jerry's not going to make more. Jerry.
What? Very creative.
For anyone interested, there will not be a recipe in the video description.
It's not bad, it's just weird.
I put lots of good things in it.
It's definitely a pie that Jerry made. That pie was interesting. So, in the last video, somebody thought I had forgotten about the purple bison in Wild Force. I most certainly did not. I have a story about that. So, back in 2002, I was hard at work at Saban. That wasn't the clip I was looking for. Hold on, wrong video. No, that's not right either. All right, anyway. So in his office, the producer had all the metallic armor, Mighty Morphin helmets. That was pretty cool. But more importantly, he had the Wild Zords, including the Blue Elephant. I would like sneak in there and drool over that. I loved the Blue Elephant. Me being me, of course, I had proven to everyone in the office that I was a true Power Rangers fan.
Like I said before, you proved to me that you're a true Power Ranger fan.
So every so often, the producer would actually call me into meetings to get my input as a fan, and one of those meetings was actually about the Ultimus Megazord. That was one of the last releases for fall of 2002, and I said, Blue Elephant. I vaguely remember talking about the Panda, too. 22 years ago. I don't know if this is a real memory now. At the very least, I know I said, Blue Elephant, Blue Elephant. And I still remember sometime later in the office, I forget who, but somebody telling me that I had been overruled with the elephant. I remember being disappointed. So the Ultimus Megazord ended up being the motorized bison, which was repainted purple this time, the Gorilla Zord, which was red this time, the Shark Zord, which was exactly the same as the Wild Force Megazord, and then we got the Soulbird. So this is what they ended up doing. That's what that could have looked like. Well, in blue or black. In Japan, Gao Knight was a Toys R Us exclusive, and you did get all 6 Zords. Gao Kong, Gao Elephant, Gao Eagle, Gao Shark, Gao Bison, and Gao Tiger. Ultimus was missing the Tiger, the Eagle, and the Elephant. I'm sure this was, again, a cost issue, but at the same time, I would have traded the Soulbird for an elephant, and in Chinatown, believe it or not, I found an elephant. It was a bootleg that had been converted to an arm. Maybe it still did the Sword and Shield mode. I'm actually not sure. I never bought that. But that seems like something that Bandai could have and would have done, right? Like they took something from Japan and they made it a little bit different. They did that with the lion, the big lion in the Wild Force line. They made it motorized, which was super cool. But again, we were able to almost make the Pegasus Megazord, but we didn't have an elephant. So let's say it would have been too expensive to do exactly what they did for Gao Knight. So they give you Soulbird, that becomes one arm, and then modify the elephant to have a hole in the back, and then he becomes an arm, so then it feels like you're buying a full Megazord. Like, that's the way Bandai would think. Like, I know they don't want to sell you an armless Megazord in Sword and Shield mode, but seeing the bootleg on Canal Street, it's like, yeah, like that kind of works. I think it could have been done. Maybe they didn't think of that, or I don't know. I wasn't actually there for the decision. Like, I didn't hear the actual reasoning. What do you think? Like, that could have worked. And of course, you also need the Elephant Zord to make your Ninja Storm Wild Force team-up combination, which also never happened in the US, but it's doable. My intention here really isn't to just give people another thing to be upset over. As a whole, Wild Force was a phenomenal toy line. I would say one of the very best ever in the entire history of the show. I'd say one of the best. Not to say there weren't other really good lines too, but it's up there. I would say top 5 easily. So even though it was disappointing that we didn't get an elephant in America, I just went on eBay and got one. It was an option back then, and we had a lot of the same stores then that we do now, or some different ones that were replaced with new ones years later. Like Toys and Joys was a store that I shopped at a lot. Big Bad Toy Store existed even back in '02. Anyway, so from Mighty Morphin all the way through Mystic Force, the molds were the same in the US and Japan. So if we didn't get an elephant, grab one on eBay or some other store that you might shop at. We even had places, I think even Image Anime was in New York back in '02. So this is your American Shark Sword. You can tell because it's paint, not sticker. Right here, that's designed for the elephant that we didn't get. But you take your elephant, you can see the indent, that plugs in like that. So you can get a Japanese elephant and it will work with your American Wild Force Megazord because it's the same thing. We just didn't get an elephant, but it was designed to work with your American Zord. It's a shame that they didn't make it happen, but you can still get one. And they're still on eBay. You can still get one right now. Power Morphicon is coming up. You might be able to find one at Morphicon. So if you're someone who needed a blue elephant Zord for Wild Force or a purple Cephalozord for Dino Thunder, direct links in the video description. And I guess I'll end here. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to support what you love, and good night. Stay away from Jerry's Pie.